Good morning. Welcome to the Homestead. It's a bit gray and smoky and kind of ashy today from all these wildfires. Not that we're really close to any of them, but I guess it's floated its way over to this part of Ontario. Anyways, as you can see, our chicken coop has moved. We just moved over here into the tall grass, and they've been working away at clearing that. But anyways, let's go let them out. Bailey. Let's go check on the chicks. Hi, chickies. We filled up their waters yesterday, so everything looks good there. But the thing about these waters is that when they get filled up with sawdust, you just gotta tip them to get the sawdust out. But I have noticed that they are growing. You guys may not see it, but every day I look, I feel like they've gotten a little bit bigger. They're still very cute though. On the weekend, I planted some more sunflowers. I had some leftover lemon queen sunflowers, which don't get as big as the mammoth sunflowers. So I put those along the front because they're kind of a medium height, and then these at the back are the mammoth sunflowers. So I'm hoping that it'll be kind of like a neat sunflower wall there at the side of the greenhouse, but the first time trying it, so we'll see. I'm kind of hoping that they'll take off. The plants are pretty rooted now. When I planted them, they're really floppy because they're really big and I left them in the pots too long, but they seem pretty sturdy now. So I am really looking forward to how that's going to look. And I'm going to take you in the greenhouse and show you what I have left in there and kind of what the plan is. So I have cleaned out the greenhouse. If you remember from my last videos, this was all flowers. So these are the sweet peas. I planted everything that I wanted, and now I'm just gonna let these die off, unfortunately. They're really hard to sell or give away. They got really tangled, and you see there's some kinks. So they're kind of damaged beyond repair at this point. But I did plant all those. And I'm trying to sell off what I have left over. So this is kind of what I have left over. There's some tomatoes, loofah, and cilantro. And then this is mixed lettuce. And I have some romaine there. And that's what's left of my lemon queen sunflowers. And these are what's left of the cosmos that are also up for sale. And back here, I'm kind of experimenting. I made these two planters. I'm calling them the salad bowl. And it's different types of lettuces that you can enjoy. And they look a little weak right now because I just kind of planted them yesterday. But you know, I'm gonna see if they perk up and, you know, maybe sell them if people are interested. But it's just a shot. I'm just gonna try it. And so I was busy all weekend because this was literally all plants, and this is what's left. And it's just stuff I don't have room for. So I did get the veggie garden planted, so I'm going to take you in there and show you what I got. So over here, there's not really much to look at, so that's why I'm kind of doing it at this angle, but I got the cucumbers planted. I have a couple watermelon planted, and I have a row of carrots here. And I always do my cucumbers on this side because I seem to like it more. It's more sun on this side. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different varieties of cucumber. Some pickling and some just eating, but they're just little plants right now, but everything does look good. And over here I relocated my strawberries because they were up by the porch, but they weren't getting enough sun. So I have my strawberries over here, and I put straw around them. And on the other half of this bed is potatoes. It is really smoky here. It's almost getting more smokier as time goes on in the day. And over here I have my celery, I have broccoli, I have collards, and I have Swiss chard and some dill. So these are the cucumbers and the strawberries. I have a little strawberry there. And these are the celery and the broccoli and everything else. In this bed, I had Dave make these trellises out of fencing. I have different types of tomatoes, some kale. I also have some marigolds in there. I have some lettuce on the other side, as well as tomatoes. My plan is that the tomatoes will grow up and kind of use this trellis as a support. I guess the dogs see something that's interesting. Nova! Nova, come here! I don't know what they see. Nova, come here! They are barking at something up a tree. Bailey, come here! This is where his collar comes in handy. Nova! Nova! Nova, come here! So in this bed I have some romaine lettuce. I have some pepper plants. Just ignore the dogs. I don't even know what they're barking at. So peppers, a couple tomatoes, some romaine lettuce in this bed. And over here is a pepper bed. And this final bed, I don't know if you can see me, but there's nothing to really see. I have corn seeds in and they haven't come up yet, so just gonna water it, just to make sure. And finally, the last big bed. So I have zucchinis, I have peas, I have beans, and I have climbing tomato plants over here. They did really well last year, so I'm trying them again. And I have a row of carrots in front. Seeds anyway, you can't really see them yet. And over here in the new part of the garden, I got my pumpkin patch planted, and those are seedlings. I was just hosing him because he really wants to walk on my pumpkins. So I have 15 pumpkin seedlings in here, and there are maybe about 4 or 5 different varieties of pumpkins that I have. I'm trying white pumpkins again because I never really have luck with those, but just keep trying. So I do have landscape fabric down, and with the pumpkins with holes cut out for the pumpkin mounds. And I just put the straw on because the landscape fabric keeps coming up. So just hosing down the straw here just to kind of hold it down. Because this is a new part of the garden, it's going to be really weedy if anything is left uncovered. So that's why I am doing it this way. It may not work for you, but it works for me. And while we were clearing out back here, we discovered this really lovely dogwood tree, and so we're going to leave it. Dogwood is really good for making arrangements, like, you know, Christmas arrangements and stuff. And we haven't broken ground yet in the memorial garden, but I have a little fairy there and a little butterfly. I think in the last video I covered what the memorial garden was about. So if you don't know, you can look back on that. But this is going to be a big flower garden. So the plan here is between these two stumps there is going to be a gazebo, and then on each side of the gazebo and along the back as well, there'll be like a flower garden, and then there will be a hedge here of blueberries and general berry bushes in general that I'm going to put along here. But it's going to take a really long time to do, so it's not going to happen overnight, but at least we got this area fenced in, and we're doing it. We're getting there. It just takes a really long time. So that's the garden all planted up. Doesn't look like much right now because the seedlings are so little, but in a month it will be booming. It's just, I mean, this part of the growing season is exciting because you've just put everything in, but it also looks kind of lame because everything's so little and insignificant. But like I said, in a month this will be totally rocking, hopefully. And in the bathtub, my aunt planted some coleus, which is really pretty. It'll grow to be a few inches tall, so it'll kind of fill out a bit. And there's a hosta there too. But I really like this bathtub. It's just hard to plant stuff in it because of this tree. But this tree is coming down soon. But at least it looks pretty this year. Last year I didn't really do anything with it. Also, I have to show you these roses. These roses were planted a couple of years ago, and not a single rose came out. But this year, some roses are starting to come out. And there's lots of buds for more. There's even some down here. They are really pretty. There are some rose bushes all along this fence, and this is the first one to come out. Also, the tulips are gone now, but in the garden here is some sweet William, which is coming out. There's some more there, and some other stuff that hasn't quite bloomed yet. Mr. Bailey! Also along here, I did put some zinnias in. Those little things at the back are zinnias. They grow quite tall, so that's why I put them at the back. It has been a very busy weekend getting everything planted in the garden. And thankfully my aunt was here to help. And there there was a lot going on, but it got done. I was a week behind getting everything in the garden, just because of our frost dates. We had a couple of questionable frosty overnights, and so I was waiting. I would have been okay if I didn't wait, but I just didn't want to risk it because the one year I got ahead of myself and everything died. So anyways, it's in, it's complete. Now it's time to just sit back and wait for these veggies to start growing, which is pretty exciting. This is my favorite time of the year, but it's also the busiest. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.